Ben, you seem a lot more in good spirits coming into this one. I know when the comeback fight after USADA, you were very, not really wanting to talk about it. Before the last fight, you opened up more, and now just, would you say you're in as good of a place as you've been since that entire situation?
Yeah, I just kind of had to get over everything. That's what I do, is pick myself up and carry on. It's part of being a mixed martial artist. A lot of ups and downs, especially in my life. I have a long trail of failure, but somehow I've done enough that I've had some victories, and I'm still standing here. So I took the time to make the appropriate changes and ready for Saturday.
When you reflect on the Ivana fight, what stands out to you, good and bad?
Bads, obviously, is that I was hesitant and didn't finish the fight. I think one of my key things that people expect out of me is a finish. And when the fight was over, obviously it was disappointing that the judges seen it the other way, though I think out of 18 media that they printed, 16 had me clearly winning the fight. So it's unfortunate, but 20 years in this sport, as we know, don't let it go to the judges. So, but overall, the biggest thing is I wasn't very aggressive. And then moving on to the next fight in Texas against Andre, it was just a disaster. There was a lot of things that happened before, and there's no point in talking about it because it just sounds like excuses to people. So I just wipe it off and figure out how I'm going to fix it, and here I am.
Do you watch tape on yourself?
Yeah, I used to not, and then became a little more technical, so kind of watch myself and watch the opponents, and definitely things to learn always from watching yourself.
One of the things you've talked about is the mental side of the game. It's not a street fight. You've got months of preparation, thinking about it, maybe second-guessing yourself. I mean, is there anything that you've done that's been a key factor in becoming successful at the mental side?
Trying to tie all loose ends. Make sure that you get to this week and you look back and reflect on the last 4 months and go, there's absolutely nothing else I would have done differently, or I needed to do, or I should have did this, I should have did that. And I've eliminated all doubt whatsoever of what I expect from myself on Saturday. That's it. So I'd say that's 20 years in the sport. I've had fights. I've won fights and lost fights. But prior, the week of the fight, you look back and you're like, I wish I did a little more of this. I wish I did more of that. I think the big topic that people talked saw that I've been reunited with Duke Rufus. So I've really rounded out my game. Like I said, I've left nothing at all to be fixed. I have the striking coach, one of the best around. I'm jiu-jitsu, everything in between. I got training partners that are bigger than me, which is something I really haven't had in the last long time. I mean, probably back at Militich when I trained with Tim Sylvia was the last time I had somebody much bigger than me. And I have a guy that 6'7", 260 pounds. He's a big monster D1 wrestler. So been a really great camp. So.
What did it mean to you that Duke did reach out and want to reunite on you? That obviously he was looking at or thought something about your career that made him do that. Like, did that mean something to you that he was kind of thinking of you in that way and wanted to help you out?
For sure, it meant something when Duke took time to reach out. Not after things are going good and you're winning and you're on a win streak. It's you're hurting and taking some losses that maybe you shouldn't have took, and then that's when the person wants to help you. It means something. And it really reflected back at where we started when we did this. And when I came into Duke very first day there, he introduced me to a lot of the guys I hadn't met yet, the fight team, and introduced me as I was the guy that got him into the sport. So that meant something. I walked into Duke stores in about 2003, and MMA was really, really new to the kickboxers at the time. And obviously the rest is history. He went on to become a very successful coach in the sport. He's completely addicted to it, I would say, because he's just talking with them. It's really cool to look how he is. He calls him mad scientist, is what we nicknamed him, because he's always looking for new things, new ways to improve things. He looks at all aspects of the sport, and being a lot of people, believe it or not, are still kind of one-dimensional. Everybody talks about it, but then you watch. Striking really is something that people are looking for that knockout, maybe don't embrace jiu-jitsu as much as they should. And a few jiu-jitsu players want to be strikers, and that kind of messes up when they try to be. And the sport that's a trick, trying to put all aspects of this together and be able to use it the night of the fight. So that's something we really focus hard on, and something I haven't shown my last couple of fights. For someone that, I talk about being well-rounded, I guess it's time to be.
Do you notice differences? I mean, I'm sure there is because obviously time has passed, but in like the way he's handling coaching you and maybe how you respond to what, he's giving you?
I think it's cool to see that he sees in me how many changes that I've made and the difference that I am, and I see it in him as a coach. He's always had the technical knowledge, but how he does it, how he comes across with each of us now is different, because I know he coaches me differently. He coaches other guys. We talk about it, and him and I, we see eye to eye on a lot of things, and he knows how to talk to me, and yeah, it makes it easy. It makes it easy to pick it up, and some of my coaches, we've always had a great connection. When I have that connection with the coaches, it seems like I perform my best.
He'll be in your corner, right?
Duke, the plan is I want to go and perform well, so we'll see him next time. He had to be there for his wife. It's their anniversary, and the guy's been out of town if you look at his schedule, I tell him how amazed I am how much he's out of town. So I completely understand. But I've been with him for the last 3 months, every week. We're ready.
I'm going to switch gears a little bit, ask you about the Walt Harris situation. I know that's not directly relevant to you, but he was supposed to be here, as you know. So as fight week has progressed here, do you have any thoughts on the situation or anything that you would say to him if he was here?
Yeah, to Walt Harris, that I just want to be there for you. I'm a guy that they know they send a contract to, doesn't matter who it is, Stipe, Francis, anyone on there. I'm going to fight anyone in the world. The one guy I'd say I do not want to fight is Walt Harris, out of respect. I want to be there for him. I'm praying for him, and anybody that's a Christian knows what Jesus is asking of Walt Harris right now is it's something that just makes my head spin. It's such a hard thing, and it's a challenge. And because he's asking him to forgive, and it's a brutal thought to be in that position. I don't know. It's just so hard to think about what he's going through, and all I could do is pray for him and his family and try my best to be there for him and be an MMA community to come together and to be there for him, and just know that I'm definitely thinking about him.
Ben, you've had a long and storied and you've taken many paths throughout your career. You ever look back on your career and say, well, this was the time when I feel like I was happiest? And if so, what is that time?
It's a tough question, happy. It's not really something I experience much. Like I said, I look at my life as a lot of mistakes and a lot of failure. And I've been fighting my whole life. Some of my earliest memories are fighting, whether it's fighting off bullies or fighting off disgruntled parents. It's just a tough thing to think about happiness in the sport. And I'm okay with that because it's part of my driving force is that I don't do this for happiness. I do it because there's something driving me inside. And it's something that goes greater than just getting my hand raised. And I have something to prove. And I have something to prove that's going to go outside of me fighting just in a cage. I still to this day can't believe the fan base and the people that reach out and the people that are inspired and excited to have me. And if you want to talk about happiness, it's those few moments when people come up and ask for an autograph. And I'm in awe that they want a picture, they want an autograph. And they tell me how much it means to them to watch me fight and how excited they get. And I tell you that means something to me, something I can't put a price tag on.
Talk about the actual fight a little bit, there, Stefan. How do you deal with fighting someone that tall? I know he's historically been criticized for maybe not using his reach as well as he should, but what are the challenges there?
Technically, as much as I say, I really got into this thing where it's tough. If you look at 2019, people that talk about their fights, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. It hasn't panned out very well for guys this year. All the trash talkers really taking a beating this year. And I'm just trying to be humble and just believe in my skills and believe what I have to do there's a challenge presented, we know why I'm here. You know, I'm here to do my job and do the best that I can, and always to get the finish. And Stefan Struve is a veteran for sure for his age. It's crazy. The guy spent a third of his life in the octagon, in the UFC, fighting the very best in the world. He's very calm, and he takes on all challenges. And that's something that you have to respect and definitely not take lightly. And through that, he is also brings in a unique challenge in his height, and he's constantly trying to work on that. And I'm sure he's only improved it since his last few fights. People keep harping on him about not using his height. So it's something that I've seen him try to utilize more as his jab, and obviously anything on the ground dealing with his long legs. And really, it's just still comes down to me imposing my game plan. My game plan is the same for every single guy that I fight. You know, and as long as I'm going to go out there and be myself, it'll get through any one of these guys' defense.
I know you're not thinking or talking title right now, but I'm curious, what do you think is in the best interest of the heavyweight division? Is it Stipe keeping the belt, or is it DC, you know, winning, retiring, and then two new guys can get in there and fight for it?
It's matter, do we believe DC that if he wins a belt, he's going to relinquish it, and then Stipe and somebody fights for the belt again, which it wouldn't matter if Stipe wins or not, because someone's going to fight Stipe again anyway. So I don't know. Or does DC win and then hold on to the belt for a while and say he might fight again, and then hangs on to the belt for a long time, and you know that would not be cool for obviously the whole division. I'm kind of indifferent to this position. I'm right where I'm at. I mean, we need 3 big wins. That's the bottom line. So we'll worry about that when I get there.
I'll ask you this question again at the end of 2020.
Yeah, maybe
Yes.
sooner.
We asked Stefan about his career and whether or not he plans to fight into his late 30s, and he said, no way. You're already at that point. Do you see an end date? Do you think you're just going to know it when you get there?
Yeah, I think that you just said it the best way. You just know when you get there. You see some guys, some struggle to maybe not be done when they should be, and other guys were amazed that they go deep into their 40s and have great success. For me, you know, it's just about my body. My mind is constantly getting better with this. I'm always learning. That's one thing that I do excite me, is that I'm allowed to learn. I keep learning. I keep refusing to be settled. And, you know, my coaches are always bringing me new things to learn. And as long as I can keep doing that and keep improving my game, I can keep progressing. I can show the heavyweight division something new and keep winning. That's what ultimately that matters. You know, major injuries and age just gets a hold of you, and you just constantly keep getting beat too much. I guess you got to move on.